What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. I am your host, Kelly Kellam. Welcome to the show. You can find all my information right there at Kelly Kellam. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Throw a 1 in chat if you're feeling grateful. Throw a 1, 2, 3 in chat if you're feeling bullish. Throw a question mark in chat if you don't know what the heck you're feeling. You're just excited about being alive. Well, I'm excited about being alive. I'm feeling invigorated. I kicked myself back into an exercise routine before I leave the house every morning. I realize once the day gets a hold of me, it's hard to, after a long day of work, it's hard to come home and then have the motivation to sit down and not even sit down, but get active in a gym or walk over to a gym or drive to a gym or do the, because you had a long day. So it's always when I was younger, when I was in really good shape. I mean, it feels like many, many moons ago now, maybe 15 years ago or more, especially back when I was in the military. If I started my day working out, I felt better. I thought better. I ate better. I kept myself on track better with all my other goals. So I'm making it my mission to do that. And I only say this because, yes, this is BitLab Academy. We're talking about digital assets, investing, trading, strategy, skills, tools. But in order to really dominate anything in your life, what you do in one thing, you do in all things, right? So I'm making it my mission. I'm 25, 30 pounds heavier than I've ever been in my adult life. And that affects how I think and feel about myself. That affects how I engage with the charts. That affects how I have relationships. That affects everything. So if I want my trading to be better, I'm going to make my body better because all these things are tied together. So I'm just sharing this because I'm a transparent, open book, and I want all of us to be a family here. I want all of us to grow together. And I think all of us should encourage each other to live a healthy, more profitable, and more meaningful life. So all these things tie together. That's why I bring it up. Now, we had the CPI data come in today. Came in under expectations. What does that mean? Well, is this further incentive for Jerome Powell and the Fed at the next FOMC meeting in 13 days from now? Basically, about 2 weeks from now. The next FOMC meeting, does that mean that there's a higher likelihood that they're going to either pause or cut rates? I don't think a cut in rates is going to happen anytime in the super near future, but this is giving a little jolt to the markets. But we also saw, what did we see? We saw the jolt in the markets, meaning price, basically immediate price bump. A lot of this comes from the algorithms that trade on it, but then also retail that think it's just this absolutely wonderful thing. Now, the thumbnail for today and the titles, is this the perfect setup? Are the bulls about to fly? Are the bears about to cry? I do think so, but it may not be what you think. It doesn't mean we're just going up, up, and away from here. There's still strong possibility that we get a liquidity washout to the downside before the bulls are fully released. So let's get into the show. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join us here. We got over 68% of the people that watch the show. And these aren't people that just tune in and tune out. These are people that watch on a daily basis. Only 32% of you all are subscribed. Can you imagine that? I'm giving myself to you for free every day, baby. Hit that subscribe button. Join us in this community. Ding the bell so you get notified when we go live. Alex Green and Brad Guidell, myself, and some of the other members on the team, we're putting together basically a flow to where we're going to be bringing you afternoon content on a regular basis. In fact, today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, we have an actual pre-record interview that I did with Dr. Jeff Ross, who's incredibly smart. And he also, I just want to make sure all the audio, yeah, okay, good. Dr. Jeff Ross from Vailshire Cap, asset manager, and powerhouse just in content that he shares throughout his Twitter, and also he goes on all, he's on shows with some of the biggest names in the industry. Very smart guy. We're actually releasing it first here on BitLab Academy for all of you, and then at 10 p.m. tonight, there's a shortened version, about 10 or 15 minutes of the interview is actually going to be released on the BitBoy Crypto channel, so we can kind of pepper in some alpha on that channel too, and bring in some other content there, and also hopefully it's likely going to bring a lot of people over to the BitLab channel to watch the full episode. So when you see it on both, that's why the full interview is going to be here on BitLab Academy. So everybody in the chat, I just want to say how much I appreciate you, how much I love you all. My only goal and my only mission with all this is to bring a community together of encouragement, empowerment, and to give you meaningful tools so you can bridge that gap from being a beginner to pro. And that bridge in reality is you. You are the bridge. It's about being ambitiously curious, going out and seeking the information that you don't know so that you can learn from it. Because if we surround ourselves in the bubble of all the things we know all the time, then there's no growth. So expose yourself to both bullish and bearish thesis, different people, different ideas, different charts. If you don't like on-chain, maybe you don't like it because you don't understand it. Maybe you need to dive into on-chain. If you don't like TA, maybe it's because you don't understand it. Because none of these things are perfect, but all of them working together help you stack the probabilities in your favor so that you can make meaningful moves in this market and that you can also protect your capital in the process. So let's go ahead and dive into the show. Again, if you haven't hit that like button, if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. So let's go ahead, dive in here. Make sure you're following me right here at Kelly Kellam, Kelly Kellam. There's no other. I'm the only one. There's no Kelly.Kellam. There's no Kelly Kellam. Look for this blue check. Look for the hit logo. Give me a follow here. Make sure you're following the correct person. I got about 22,000, what does it say? 22,158. Make sure you're following the BitLab Academy as well, which is at Academy BitLab. Look for the gold check here and the hit logo. Come give this a retweet, give this a like, and make sure you're following because this is how you get entered to win. We've given away all kind of stuff. We've given away hundreds of dollars, multi-month membership, lifetime memberships, indicators, all kind of stuff. So go over here. This is how you get entered to win. And why? Because you're helping spread the word. You're spreading the good word. So let me go ahead and check in with chat really quick. I just want to see who's in the house. Everybody, roll call. Everybody that is watching right now, we got 103. Everybody throw a 1 in chat. I will read your name. We will see. We got Brad Guidel, Crimson Caravan Company, Alexander G, Sawtooth Hiker, Zeus Cash, Amelo Fellow, Nakudo, my main guy. How you doing, Nakudo the gamer? Matt C, Army Piper. What's up, my friend? How you doing, brother? Lloyd Gonzalez, Rafiq Gafour. I think I saw Granny's Garden in here as well. Kingston Crows. We got Elliot Locke. I know Justin Eubank's going to be in here if he's not already in here. GS, Jeanette, Karen Swagart Harris, Chewy. We got everybody in the house. Rat Dog, that's a good name right there. Unforgettable name. I always forget your name, my friend. Crypto 420, Mellow Crypto. We got that whole house. Everybody's in the house today. Who else we got? Rolling with Beads. Or Riding with Beads. I can't read. CW, Doc Williams, 111. Everybody in the house right now. Jason Rohde, Tyler Durden, Toby Mikowski. I love each and every one of you. LFG, QNT. I DCA'd some more QNT the other day. I've been going heavy on QNT. I'll be honest, it's not the smartest move. And what I do is not what any of you all should do in terms of the way I'm managing my portfolio. But I'm a little overextended currently on some alt positions, on a couple things on AVAX and on Quant. And my whole strategy with that is to take profits and roll it into Bitcoin. But yeah, as you all know, I sold quite a bit. Kyle Owen, I see you. You're here. Crypto Surge, what's up? Tommy Tank, Crypto JMP. We got everybody in the house today. G Money 79. Alrighty. Yeah, I sold quite a bit of crypto from my trading portfolio about 3 weeks ago when I was moving to Atlanta. So I didn't have to pay out of my. I didn't have to pull out savings or other things or go on credit to move, because when I moved with only clothes. So I had to buy a whole basically house worth of furniture, art, rugs, dishes, spices. I mean, just for my kitchen and housing goods, non-furniture alone, it was like $5,000 or $6,000. And I was like, I'm not going to put this on credit. So I sold some crypto that I was up on, most of my trading portfolio. And now I'm very heavily moving back in, but I'm doing it because it's a smaller amount, because I spent a good deal of money. I'm moving, I'm doing sort of focused investing right now. I won't call it investing. Focused positions that I think have strong probabilities of movement when the market starts moving. So AVAX is one of those. Quant is one of those. I have a basically longer term. It's not really an investment, but it's just a longer term hopium position on Bencoin. Since I am here and part of the HIT network, I was like, you know what? I threw $4,000 or $5,000 in there right at the beginning. And once it moved up, I took my initial investment out, and the profits are basically what's staying in that area, in that asset. So that's how I'm doing that. Why Quant? Quant has phenomenal tokenomics, and it also, we can actually bring it up. And we're going to be talking about, by the way, in this show today, everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Who did the $1.99 super chat? Thank you to you. Let me zoom back. Army Piper, what's up? Hit that sub button, people. That's right. $5 foot long. Get that sub. So what was I going to say? By the way, one of the things that we're going to be doing in the afternoon content is going to be very focused on a lot of the different altcoin projects, what they are, how to do diligence on these different projects and really understand all these different coins that are in the space. So you're not just throwing at something because you like the name or somebody online was talking about it, or in a chat, somebody's like, this is a project, and that's not why you buy. Go and look at these. We're going to be breaking down the tokenomics, the emission schedules, the inflation rate, the token unlocks, circulating supply, what the roadmap is. We're going to be breaking down a bunch. I mean, many of the top 100, if not all of them. And with Quant, let's go ahead and bring that up. We're going to be diving into the CPI data. We're going to be looking at the charts about what's going on here. Do we have some setups happening? Some updates on what we're doing with the BitLab trading stack. You can see we've got some really strong signals that are integrated into this, and basically a different look than it was before with these. As you can see, we got these the divergences here. We can put them as numbers or flags. It cleans up the chart a bit. And integrate stuff so it's more consolidated, so you don't have to have 5 different indicators on the screen to see what you're looking at. So stay tuned for that, but I do want to just dive into this really quick just to show you what I'm talking about. CoinGecko, let's get it. Am I human? Everybody, am I human? Let's go ahead and throw this right here. Okay, now QNT is going to be down here somewhere around the 30s. Yeah, here we go. So this is the kind of stuff you want to look at when you're trying to figure out what a coin's all about. Okay, in terms of like the fundamental investment proposition of what's going on. Well, okay, we got the prices at $101. Is this good or bad? The price is irrelevant until you have an understanding of what the token supply is on all these things. So the market cap is $1.4 billion. Okay, there's 24-hour trading volumes, $16 million been traded. We don't know where that's at in the scale of things. I'll show you how to look at that in a second. Fully diluted valuation, 1.488. Get off there. What the heck? There we go. So max supply, this is what's interesting to me. See that? That's fewer than Bitcoin, 14,612. Currently, the circulating supply is at 14,544. So this is pretty close to fully inflated. Okay. So this is an interesting value proposition, being at the prices at $101 and the max supply is fewer than that 21 million like Bitcoin has. Now, does this mean it's going to go up to 20, 30, 40, 50,000 because Bitcoin did and it technically, has more of supply? Maybe. Likely not. If it did, Bitcoin would be probably much further ahead because this has nowhere near the same size community and interest that Bitcoin does. But does this mean this has a stronger possibility of strong growth? It does have a strong possibility. But in addition to that, this is kind of working on a number of things. I don't want to say similar to XRP, but there's a lot of interest on both sides of the decentralized world as well as the centralized and government side of things with CBDCs and some of that. So, excuse me, some people would say, well, why would you want to be in this if it's doing stuff like that? Listen, I'm in these markets to make money. And if I can hedge my investments by participating very heavily in the very decentralized world and the things that really light the fire in my pants about this decentralized and self-sovereignty, financial sovereignty aspect like Bitcoin. Yes. But then at the same token, I want to have some exposure to things that are sort of bridging the old world and the new world, which is stuff like quant and XRP. That's why I'm interested in it. Those sort of parameters in addition to the total supply available. Now, if we come down here to historical data, we can see that $16 million in trading volume on 24 hours. This is where we can see this. Historical data, you click this right here. It's also on CoinMarketCap, same way. Look at for historical data. And then you can see what the trading volume's been over the last period of, however far you scroll back. And you can see it's been kind of hovering around here. If we zoom back, we go to year to date. Okay, we can zoom back. Where's the... There's somewhere... You can... Oh, there we go. Show more. That's what I'm looking for. Let me actually go back up. 1 year. Okay, now show more. We can see that, obviously the interest in trading volume was much higher for everything as we scroll back, but we can see, right now it's at it's very low. Look, it was all the way up to 116 million, back in November of this last year. If we continue going back, do we have a higher number? This is, by the way, so you all know, this is a sort of rudimentary analog way to look at this, because you can also go and look on TradingView. But if you're just on your phone, if you're just trying to get some basic understanding, this is a way that you can also do that. So point being here is trading volume's down substantially. Okay, we're down at 16 million. Circulating supply is great. They've got a wonderful roadmap. They've got all kind of things. All the things that I'm looking for when I'm interested in projects. So that is why I'm interested in quant. Maybe we can do a TA about on this a little bit later. Now, Gary Cardone was supposed to come on today, and he sent me a message right as we were going live. He was going to have some time at his hotel. He just got to Miami before he had to go to some meetings. The flight was a little delayed, so he's not going to hop on. So I'm going to throw it out there. Mr. Army Piper, I see you in chat. If you're interested in coming on today and sort of filling that slot with him, I'd love to have you. Just shoot me a DM on Twitter, Army Piper, and I'll shoot you over the link for the Zoom, and we'll bring you up. We'll talk a little bit about the CPI, also what's going on with the markets, and you can be my go-to on some Turbo TA today, and we can do this as a unit, because I know you just got out of your other unit. In fact, congratulations, everybody. Give a congratulations to Army Piper and a hello and a thank you. He just retired after a full term of service in the Army, I believe. I believe it was Army. Yeah, Army Piper. That would be weird if it was something else. Navy Piper, but he's in the Army. So congratulations to you. I know that you just finished your retirement after your terminal leave and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and see what we are talking about today. Now, looking at Bitcoin. Okay, so looking at this, we can see we are essentially, if we mute everything, we can see we're in this consolidated range right at this level. Now, what is this bar right up above us? This bar right up above us, you see this on the BitLab volume. And by the way, these things will all be rolling out around mid-August, all the updates. And somebody asked, I think Brad Guidell sent me a message in our private mods Discord. Somebody was asking, where is it? No, that's not it. So many questions from yesterday. Apparently I didn't answer. Had something to do with, will you automatically get the updates? Will you automatically get the updates when we roll out the updates on the BitLab trading stack? No, you will not, but yes, you will automatically have access to them. Essentially what's going to happen, because we're rolling this over to a BitLab Discord, sorry, a BitLab, basically the BitLab account on TradingView. Essentially, you'll have access to the current BitLab trading stack through, I think, September 7th. But in that time, I'll be sending out all the info and I'll be talking about it here on stream. There's going to be, and I'll send everybody all the information. There's going to be a new, basically, you're going to have a new invite-only script here that's going to give you access to that. So everybody that has that currently is a member Currently a member of the BitLab Trading Stack or the indicators, will immediately add access to everybody. It's just like when we push updates, you have to come in here, you have to delete it from the chart, right? And then save, then refresh the page. So it's reading the data from TradingView correctly. Come back in here, and then you come in and add whichever one it was, and then set up your templates. But there's a lot more functionality. There's just integrated functionality in all these, and it makes it a lot easier to read. So what we want to look at here on the price today is when we mute the lines and just look at the BitLab volume here, we can see we have this basically order block that's providing perfect resistance right above us. And we have this order block right below, a smaller time frame order block. So resistance order block and a support order block, as well as this one further down. Will we get this one further down? I don't know. But what I can say is, interestingly, if we move this up like this, what I did notice is if we look at where this is in relationship to other things on the chart, look at this. So 618 right below us is perfectly in the middle of this order block that's right below us. In addition to that, so we have the order block, we have the 618, and we have this rising level of support below us. Will we get all the way down there? I don't know. I'm very, 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 very bullish on price action. I'm skeptical as to what the institutions and smart money are going to do to get that sort of final flush out, liquidity grab, and go up. Does it have to happen? Absolutely not. But I'm prepared. This is not me being bullish. Anybody goes, he's being bullish, he's always bearish. I mean, he's being bearish. No, what I'm saying is you have to be prepared for all scenarios. I would much rather this work its way up here, find a little bit more resistance, bounce down, and then absolute rocket ship and get, move likely very quickly up to 34 and then 36 and then, all the way up into the 38 to 40 ranges. But I'm very skeptical, especially with all the big players in the space now and how many people still want to get in, about this not having a liquidity grab to the downside. And it would make sense. And in reality, if we zoom out on this is a 4 hour, you see this flush out, and then we had a larger flush out, and then a little weak flush out, and then basically longer and deeper flush out here. We have this push up. It's only a consolidation. There's no real flush out yet. It doesn't have to happen, but I'm just saying in terms of probabilities based on what we've seen historically on Bitcoin, there's a very strong possibility we at least tap this 382 here. If we zoom in on this, you can see what I'm talking about. There's a strong probability we'll at least kind of get a little flush out down here. If we don't, great. We're going to keep an eye on this, but we are seeing the volume. Look at this. The volume interest has dwindled dramatically here. Okay. So we're getting this very strong sort of coiling of the market right now. If we look at this with the BBWP, which is basically the Bollinger Band width. Just look at this on the daily. This is, it's just bottomed out, just going sideways. A move is coming. The question is this the perfect setup for the bulls to absolutely take charge? I think yes. And I still think it's yes, even if the price comes down and taps this and then launches. Because that would be par for the course for Bitcoin if that were to happen. So I'm prepared for it. I have orders in at all three of these levels. This is what's known as laddering. And by the way, everybody, if you're a member of BitLab Academy, on Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern time, I do private member streams in the Discord. Go into the Discord. I'm actually going to show you right now. Let me pull it up. Discord. It might not let me log in on my computer. Open Discord in your browser. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I have to log in through my phone. All these security measures, which are only needed because there's all these damn bots online. Throw one in chat if you're tired of all the dang bots and all the captchas and all the, holy moly. I feel like I need to draw blood every time I'm trying to log into something nowadays. And when you lose your phone and you lose your authenticator stuff, holy moly. It's so where the heck is Discord? Discord, log in with QR code. How the heck do you do that? Scan QR code. There we go. All righty. Sorry about that. So coming over here to the page, I don't need all this. Okay. So coming over here to the BitLab Discord, we can see up here at the top, you see this right here, one event. Click on that. And right here, members stream, trade laddering, reducing risk. Click interested. Boom. Just like that. You're going to get notified at 4 p.m. when we go live. And I'd love to see you all in there. It's usually a pretty small group, 5, 6, 8 people. I'd like to get it up to 25, 30 because there can be interactivity. There's a chat. It's real time. It's not delayed like it is on YouTube. And I can, once we cover the topic of the specific stream, we also dive in and we can talk about other things. We can even bring, if there's time, bring people up on stage and do some ideas and questions about TA and if is this drawn right and etc. So get involved. The BitLab Discord page. Get involved. We have all these services and things that we're offering there, and very few people are using it. I just want to make sure people know about it so we can give you everything that you want to know and really give you the best service. Now, let's go ahead and so we're going to get back. We're going to talk a bunch more about TA. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to talk about the Turbo TA from the coins that all of you want. But let's go ahead and dive into the topic of the day. What is the topic of the day? Well, first off, it's US CPI. US CPI inflation cools to 3%. Can you imagine that? What was it a while ago? I don't remember, but if we look at this right here, whoo, look at this. US CPI falls to year over year 3%. Forecast was 3.1, actual 3%. Now, is this a reason for the markets to just absolutely moonshot? Not really. But it does show a continuation of trend. And look at this steep look at this continuation is basically a full percent. See this? It's rounding, increasing velocity to the downside. Every chart you look at, you can look at with the same sort of tools and ideas and considerations that you do when you're looking at price action. You're doing technical analysis. And what we see here is an increase in velocity to the downside. So what does this mean for the FOMC meeting in 13 days? Well, it's further incentive. It's less pressure for them to be super, super tight on their monetary policy decision. Does it mean that they're going to pause? I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and look. Let me go ahead and exit out of that. I'm just going to leave that there. CME, FedWatch tool. Let's see what this is at now because this changes dramatically. It's still 94.9% for another 0.25% hike. Now, is this going to? This may update at the end of the day. I don't know. I don't think this is real time. This may change. Yeah, this may change. Current rate is 5 to 5.25. This would be another 0.25% rate hike, and this would be in line with what Jerome Powell has said about having hikes through, at least 2 more hikes. So while the CPI came in lower, it doesn't mean you just give up on this strategy that's been bringing it lower, because he's also been very, very vocal about it being, probably at least 2 more hikes. But what could happen, the incentive there is potentially maybe they do that last 0.25% rate hike. And also then at the press conference suggested that, they're not going to say we're not going to do more hikes. They'll probably say something like we're considering not doing more hikes or something to that effect. But either way, regardless of any of this, we can see that the inflation, it's never going to be fully under control, but it's trending in the right direction of not being out of control like it was before. So what does this mean for the markets? Well, if we come over here, let's actually pull up TradingView. So I have another window. I'm going to move this right over here. Now where's the dollar? Looking at the dollar, this is interesting right here. This is the DXY, the dollar index. Look at this right here. This is what I'm seeing, which I'm loving. I see this trend line, all these rejections. But what's interesting about this is, let me go ahead and zoom out on this. What's interesting about this is that we have a certain angle of attack that this resistance lines is following. But then now we have an increased reduction in the value of the dollar right here. The velocity's a little steeper. You see this? This is a trend line here, and then this gets rejected a little bit below it, which is in line with the larger trend line all the way from the top here, this, boom, boom. And now we have a lower low. So the impact on the dollar from the CPI reading is further hope for risk assets. That's why we pay attention to these things, even though I don't care what the Dixie's going up or down or what, NASDAQ, like I'm interested in that because it gives me a good, it's like going to the doctor and they put a cuff on your arm and then they check your pulse. The doctor himself doesn't particularly care about what your pulse is. He cares about what that pulse is telling him about what's going on in your body. And that's why looking at the dollar index, that's why looking at NASDAQ, that's why looking at the USDT dominance, all these things are important. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to go save. I'm going to go to trad markets. We're just getting a pulse, everybody. And we're going to dive into all the crypto stuff that we can here in a few minutes. Now, okay, yeah, this is the better one here. And look at this that I drew. I think I drew this 2 months ago. And this is essentially, this is happening much faster, but we can move this over like this. Look at that, boom. Are we going to get a little bounce here, come up and break down? Or is this about to fall through and hit these lower levels, which would be boom right there. How do I know that? Boom right here. Why am I looking at these levels? I'm just looking at the previous tops. And especially if a top line, like we can see right here, especially if this top correlates with another basically push up and a pullback confirming this level, this creates a very strong level to pay attention to. And prices for the dollar index is way up here. Now, the reason this is important, and look at this line that was broken, this is likely going to do something like this. Okay. Now, if it continues breaking down, the reason why this is important is because the further this falls, the stronger the narrative comes for, or I don't want to say comes, the stronger the narrative becomes for risk assets. Because it's showing essentially a great metric of, okay, the dollar is not safe. It's not as productive as investments. So there's a liquidity flight. There's a flight of liquidity to, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and especially, it trickles down that list also to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is very quickly, moving out of the, it's moving into two camps now of not just being some digital asset, but also being a tool that especially with the stamp of approval from not Gary Gensler, from Larry Fink and Blackrock and Fidelity and Citadel and the list goes on and on and on. It's becoming a necessary. I don't even want to call it a hedge. It's becoming a necessary tool to include in investment portfolios. So as this falls, we're not only seeing people in Bitcoin excited, we're also now seeing institutions get involved in getting exposure. And we've seen a number of headlines of this over the last couple of weeks with over $2 billion from the larger holders in Bitcoin, from 10 to 10,000 wallets. Coins that hold 10 Bitcoin to coins that hold 10,000 Bitcoin. We've seen over $2 billion in purchases. We're seeing shrimps, which are, people a little larger, buying in droves in the last couple of weeks. We're seeing institutions. We're seeing institutions in the last 3 weeks getting $900 million in buying basically exposure to Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures ETFs. So we're seeing across the board the setup with the largest institutional asset manager in the world in history, really, giving the stamp of approval to Bitcoin. I do believe that we are in the perfect storm, but there's still some mechanisms that we need to take. There's still some things we need to pay attention to, even though everything is perfect. Institutions, smart money, all of them will prey on this perfection by getting a pump to get you excited, only to pull it back and get you to capitulate out. So then you sell to them lower to then release the price to the upside. So for me right now, I am not actively trading this market. What I am actively doing is setting positions and laddering those positions. And this is one of the topics we're going to be diving into in the members stream today with the BitLab Academy people. And by the way, if you haven't yet, make sure you check out bitlabacademy.com. Check out all these socials we have and come over here. Come over here to BitLab Academy. Get involved. You can start for free. If you're involved and you've got friends and family that want to know more, they can also start for free right here. Click Start Your Education for free, and it'll bring you to a page that gives you the 3 different, you can basically right here, sign up for free. There's no money. All you have to do is sign up with an email, and it takes you through crypto, basically blockchain 101, Bitcoin 101, and a whole crypto beginners course. It gives you a lot of the basic tools to understand what's going on. If you want access to the premium Discord, which is where we do the member stream as well as all the courses, you basically go down to this white section right here, take your education further. I want all access. You can still use Give Me 30 for 30% off your first month. Use it. That coupon is about to disappear. If you want everything, if you want our premium Discord, all access to all our courses. And by the way, the all access is to the courses we have now and the courses that are coming, as well as the indicators. You can sign up with right here, the BitLab Pro. And this is actually every month there's about a 30% discount, because when you buy everything together, we thought we wanted to discount the price for everybody to, just as to make it easier. So it's under $100 to get the indicators, the premium access, as well as the best education in crypto. So get involved here. Really get involved. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the other stuff. Let's see, close this. Glassnode data indicates massive upcoming Bitcoin price rally. Well, it's definitely coming. The question is when. Let me throw a poll in chat right now. I'm going to ask everybody, I'm going to throw a poll in chat, everybody. When next pump? And when next major pump? Let's see. Do you think it's going to be in next 2 weeks? Do you think it's going to be, I'm putting in a poll right here so you don't have to answer yet. In next 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks, late August, and we can do end of year. Let me know what you think right there in the poll. Look at all those darn lab coats. And by the way, I forgot to say, I saw my boy, Mr. Matt C, sent a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said, congrats, Army Piper, and thank you to all of you who have served. Yeah, I appreciate that. I retired from the military in a very bizarre circumstance. I retired at 20 with the full, just like I was in for 30 years. I have all the same benefits and retirement and all that. You can see, I kind of cover that stuff, but I don't know if you could see my U.S. military retired, U.S. Air Force. I loved it. I would have stayed in, except I got in that accident that I broke 22 bones, had about 75 surgeries, and was in a coma for a month, hospital 3 months, casting crutches for 8 years. And so I'm just thankful that they took care of me. Really appreciate that. And thank you to Army Piper. Let me actually kind of go off screen here. I remember I invited him up. Let me see if he sent me a message. He did not. So Army, if you want to come on, great. If not, that's okay too. I'm just looking for a message from you in DMs and Twitter. If not, then I'll just do it solo, baby. Let's kind of come back here. Now, coming back over here, we got 201 people in the room. 108 people have hit that like button. So we're talking about the CPI. It's coming down. Are we about to launch off? Well, looking at this Glassnode data, we could see that despite the Bitcoin price, I'm getting a bunch of dings in my ear. Okay. Despite the Bitcoin price consolidating below 30K level, Glassnode's analysis reveals a potential breakout. I absolutely agree. I'm going to have to turn off this. Okay, here we go. Equilibrium point for Bitcoin as market consolidates. As price, as per charts, the 72-25 balance of supply held in profit versus loss has emerged as an equilibrium point for Bitcoin. What does this mean? This means 75% in profit, 25% in loss. Glassnode points out that on 50% of all trading days, a higher profit to loss balance was observed, while on the remaining 50%, a lower balance was recorded. This balance typically follows breakouts in the price of Bitcoin. This is what they're talking about here. This is a ratio of basically supply and profit. And you can see over here whether, and I can pull this up on Glassnode so we can see it larger, but we want to see when this is very low, this means that people, you're getting the 50% mark, and less than 50% of the people are in profit, which means more people in the market are in a loss. And we can see, I mean, isn't it crazy to see how many people bought at better prices and are still holding? That's what this is really exemplifying, because if they're in profit when the price draws back this far, the only way they can be a profit is if they bought anywhere lower than this, which means they're holders. That means they have strength. They have conviction about what's going on in the market. So this is actually pretty incredible if you think about it. But what we're seeing is we got this dip right here on the FTX collapse. And then as this is pushed up, we're getting to this sort of equilibrium point. Look at where this is at in all parts of the market. We have this sort of point right as we re-achieve it and the market continues breaking. But once we have found that bottom and the price is moving to the upside, we kind of come up here and we chop around up and down. And this metric is a perfect example of the institutions, of smart money, of big, smart and experienced traders, professional traders. You know, I technically am a professional trader, but I still consider myself, I don't even consider myself in the same universe as these professional traders that are using quant algorithms with data analysis and teams of people to, they're doing high frequency trades that are, scalping, 0.25% on trades, but they're doing it with hundreds of millions of dollars. And they're pushing the market up when they're actually intending to take it lower, and vice versa. They're taking advantage of the market. And that's what these swings are from. These swings are the people being in profit, and they see people in profit. And so they create traps, and then they drive the price down so people capitulate. And so you have people in loss and people sell. And then once they sell, other people are buying. And it basically, that's essentially, this is a sort of abstract way to see that volatility in the markets. Now, we don't need to look at any more of that article. Okay, what are these indicators that have aligned for a Bitcoin rally? Well, let's go. Let's see. Josh Madden thinks Bitcoin is observing the classic technical indicators. Vitalik Buterin, positive remarks for ordinals support Bitcoin's positive sentiment. So we're getting kind of positivity on all fronts here. Bitcoin's price movement aligns with the classic indicators for support and resistance. So there was something specific I was going to share with you on here. Doesn't matter. There's a bunch of it. We're going to see all this when we go over the data here in a moment. Let me just go back and look at. Okay, yeah, he hadn't got back to me, so that's okay. This is perfect. This is perfect, everybody. We've got all the time in the world today to do a bunch of TA. What the heck is going on? Man, we're seeing a lot of emojis in the chat. I love it. I love seeing everybody so active in here. Really appreciate everybody. We got 223 people in the room. Okay, everybody watching right now. I looked at the metrics yesterday. 68% of the people that watch on a daily basis, and they're watching regularly, are not subscribed. So every single person in the room, if you would, hit that subscribe button. Let's drive us up over 8,000 today. We have sitting right here at 7,900 and about 52 or something like that. Everybody in the room, subscribe, get involved. This is a positive community. We're sharing the tools. We're sharing everything that we can to make sure that we can grow as a community. And we got the tools for you. We're going to break it down. So now, what's it time? It's time to break it down. So let's dive into these charts. So let's go ahead. Let's actually end on Bitcoin. So that way I can leave you all with the last look being where Bitcoin's likely going to go post stream. So let's start with Ethereum. We're going to look at two charts on Ethereum today. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at the US dollar chart, and we're also going to look at the Bitcoin chart. This is a one-day Bitstamp. Let's double click here. We could look at this. The BBWP also coming very far down here. And, another move is likely coming here. We kind of have this cross section of these two trend lines here, and the price is sort of oscillating just kind of in this region. It's very indecisive at the moment. What we do not want to see on Ethereum, We do not want to see this. We don't want this to roll back over because this would indicate, let me make that a little bit better color. Let's go yellow. We do not want to see this because this would indicate weakness. This is a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders, we can do option T or alt T if you're on PC. This is how you get your trend lines, so you don't have to come all the way over here to the left. We can basically draw this from the top of this head, as deep as this goes, down to about the neckline, which is this line, basically where everything is coming back to regularly. This is known as a neckline for the shoulder, head, shoulder. And we can take this and see this is what the projection would be. Now, the interesting thing about this is, even if this were to play out, it just means that there's another opportunity to buy at a better price. And this is in line with what we were looking at on Bitcoin, with if the liquidity flush out happens to the downside, that we still have opportunities below us. And what this is indicating to me, if this head and shoulders were to play out, that this actually isn't that bad, because this is saying if this does break down, where is it going? Well, we have two levels of very strong confluence, and that is this target from the head and shoulders, the breakout to the downside, would be right to this level right here. And what level does this basically find strong confluence with? If we kind of pull up my my arrow, this level right here finds strong confluence with this descending resistance trend line that we've already flipped to support right here. So if this does break down, this is not the end of the world. We have a plan in place. Now, if we lose this level, then, we'll look at lower levels. But this is the lowest level I'm going to look at for the time being. So what does this mean? Let's go ahead and look at, let's see, look at this. We had this shift symbol, which is basically like a reversal symbol. We got that reversal. Let's see if we have any. Okay, we don't have any. Let's come down to the 4-hour. Okay, this is just kind of getting choppy in here. This is not looking very strong. If this does not break above this, then I am looking for a revisit of this line. This line is about $18.50, which is about $45 down, $46 down. If we lose this, then of course we already got our target. Now, if this does break above this high, we have a level right above us. Now, what the heck is this level? Let's, if we can't remember, zoom out. This level is, boom, you can actually... This is kind of, I must have drawn this quickly because that's kind of ugly. Look at that. That's actually, sometimes you got to correct yourself. If you're drawing on a large time frame and then you zoom in, you're like, man, that's off. So, okay. So yeah, if we break above this level, then the next level is going to be right above us. We don't have a lot of, it's not like if we start moving up, price is just going to rocket to the upside. We have levels. The concerning thing about this is that this right here is looking like a bit of a, where I can never find it. This is looking like a bit of a boom, 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 boom. Okay. I don't know why all my lines are different colors and transparencies. Work with me. All right. So we can see we're getting this stair step sort of pattern. If this breaks down, we already got our target. So I'm not worried about it pulling back because I've already forecasted where it likely could go. Doesn't mean it's absolutely going to, but I have it in play. If this moves to the upside, things are still, if we're not getting a massive impulse with a huge sort of white swan, a white swan would be a positive black swan. Let's just say that. Some just, a change in the Coinbase case that gets dismissed or the ETF's approved. We don't get something that's just astronomically good, then this is going to have to work its way up. It's going to come up to this level, probably come back down, test this previous high, come back up, find this level, come back down, test this previous high, and then work its way up. So we have to pay attention to that. We have to pay attention to that. We also have this massive inverse head and shoulder that's a little bit ugly here, which is right here. We see this? Boom, 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 like this. Now, this is a little bit more questionable because we have a sort of double hump here. But if this were to happen, if this inverse head and shoulders on this larger sort of play out would be, basically let's come from this neckline. We're not even going to go all the way down to the bottom of the head because it's going to be ridiculous. This would give us, I must have already measured it. This will give us a target up here over $2,200. So we have all the levels to watch, both upside and downside. So we can be confident about what's going on. Now, if we come over here, look at the traditional indicators, money flow is coming up on the 4-hour. Stochastics are finding a little bit of resistance right here. Is this suggesting that we're going to find some weakness here? RSI is struggling. Let's see here. RSI, a little bit of a breakout, but it's not convincing. If this breaks, we can kind of do two lines here. If this breaks this level here, then maybe we're going to be moving. This currently is angled to the upside. Let's go get better resolution. The 1 hour. Okay, on the 1 hour, look at this. The 1 hour, we've got a little bit of resistance right here. It's having trouble moving to the upside. Now, stochastics also aiming down, and the money flow is coming out currently. So there's, we had that pump. We had that excitement from the good CPI news, and then we realized that really doesn't affect anything immediately. So this is why you don't trade the volatility on those days unless you are an experienced trader and you know how to get in very quickly and get out very quickly and protect yourself with those laddered entries, as well as risk management, capital protection, stop losses, all these things. All right, so 207 people in the room, 134 likes. Everybody, if you haven't yet, head over to the BitLab Academy Twitter page right here, at Academy BitLab. Look for that gold check. Follow us, hit this retweet, hit the like button. You get entered to win. We draw on Friday, so get involved. Yeah, so I think I might do a big giveaway on Friday because it's going to mark my 20-year anniversary for when I nearly died in my accident and broke 22 bones and all that thing I was talking about earlier. July 14th, July 13th technically, but it was the night into the morning. So the morning of July 14th, 2003, 20 years. I'm still here standing. Look at me. I'm walking around. I got my legs. Man, you guys have no idea. Broken legs, pelvis, arms, ribs. I mean, and I'm still here and I'm grateful. I'm thankful. So everybody come over here, retweet this, hit this like button. And we're going to be doing a pretty big giveaway this week. So I just got to give back and love you all. I'm getting sentimental over here. Now, okay, let's continue on. Let's go ahead, just go down the list, and then we'll jump into some of the other ones you guys want. ADA, you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't done XRP in a while. Let's do some XRP. XRP is in a little bit of a predicament right now because of the speculation around what it means. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is if we we are on cryptocurrencies. Let's just go to crypto, and there's going to be, come on. Where's the library? There's basically, I don't need to pull it up. Essentially, there's a judgment that didn't come out fully as expected with the library case. Why do we care about that when we're talking about XRP? Everything's hinging on what the legal precedents are going to be that get stacked before or after, with all these lawsuits going on. Library already basically had to pay a fine, and there is an expectation based on some of the talking points that happened. Let's see, LBRYs. Maybe we could pull it up. Here we go. Essentially, it was supposed to be. It was conveyed that the judge that the summary judgment was going to also list as communicated that the sales on secondary market were not securities. They basically did not bring that up. And so they didn't fully clarify this. And so it's kind of like the judge was sort of siding with government rather than actually looking at the legal, basically the legal framework and making a meaningful ruling. And so this leads to a little bit of negative speculation when we talk, maybe there's more questions now as to how the XRP case could settle. And we can see right here, we did get not only, a little bit of a pullback in the last little bit, but we're also still consecutive lower highs here. And this is not what I want to see. We also got, look at this wick all the way down, a new low. We got a lower highs and a lower low and an additional M pattern in this. So this is looking to me like it is trying to make a move lower. Will it? I don't know. Well, yeah, as it stands right now, XRP is one of those things I'm just kind of sitting patiently on right now. It's breaking through the weekly VWAP right here. It's getting rejected on this EMA ribbon and, It's getting rejected on this EMA ribbon. This is the 1 hour. Let me look at the 4 hour. Gives a little bit better data. We're below we're below the point of control right here. Let me go ahead and turn off all these other things. We can see with the BitLab volume, look at these order blocks. Look at all this resistance above us. All this resistance just from order blocks and liquidity anomalies and stuff and above us. And we have this small support below us, but this is looking relatively weak. Now, yeah, not a lot of signal here on XRP. For me, what I would do is, draw. Draw this out. This is the wick that comes down here. These are candle bodies, wick. So this is where I'm getting the most touches. And it's looking like nothing's really changed. We're just consolidating into the apex of this move, of this pattern. If we do lose this level, I would expect that if we lose this level, we're going to find some support in this volume block that we have right below us. And then the next level down would be about right here, down to 45 cents. If we lose that, then likely be traveling, coming down maybe all the way to the 786. We still have this downtrend level of support as well. So I'm just sitting a little bit patiently. This is looking like it's trying to consolidate into a reversal. I will say that because this is kind of coming down like this and rounding right here. We see this. But if we do lose this, then we also have this falling channel that this can still continue to work its way down. Now, I do want to note that we are sitting right above the golden pocket of this move right here. The golden pocket is also in line with where this volume order block is right here. So if we do lose this level, I think it's likely we're coming down to the 786. If it's just a quick wick on like a 4 hour or a 1 hour, and comes right back inside of it, then, that could be the case too. If we do break out above this, then, our next level is right here at the 0.5 and then right above, which is basically about 486. If we come up here, it's going to be up to about 495. And then we could talk about moving higher. But until then, we are in this zone right here. Now, where we at? We still got a lot of time. Man, I'm so happy about this. Looking at quant. Okay. All right, let's get our landscape daily. Look at these order blocks that we've created, this nice base below us. Now, in addition to that, we've got this descending level, and then now we've got a bit of almost like it's a falling wedge for sure. Falling wedge on quant, which is good. It gives us support because if this comes back down and to tap the lower side of this range of this falling wedge, this is clear. Look, top to bottom to top to bottom. This is a solid falling wedge. Falling wedges typically break out bullish. But what we see on digital assets, and especially the further you go down that CoinMarketCap ranking, what the heck do I mean by that? When we look at CoinGecko and we look, or CoinMarketCap or any of this, these are all ranked by how large their market cap is, how big the liquidity pool is. If we look at this like vehicles, this isn't, this is a 767, or this is a ship, right? And then we have a very, very large yacht. Then we have, you come down to B&B, you've got a really, really, really nice ski boat. And these get, smaller and smaller and smaller as we get down to the bottom of the top 100. And we see this is not even in the billion ranges. These are, you get down to the point where you got like little rowboats, and then you got a little remote control boat, when you get down to microcaps. So how much do they get affected by the waves, right? And so it takes a lot more energy to move them when they're larger, and a lot less energy to move them when they're smaller. So when we're looking at something like quant, which is still, it's a mid-cap coin, but when you look at the market cap compared to Bitcoin, it's but a wee percentage. And what is it specifically? Let's see. I forgot. Market cap, $1.4 billion market cap. Okay. $1.4 billion market cap versus a $600 billion market cap. It's minuscule. And so if Bitcoin can get pushed around and have patterns break in weird ways and stuff, these mid cap and smaller cap coins get it a lot more often. So if this is statistically more likely to break to the upside, And market participants know that, especially smart money. And smart money knows that people are becoming more educated on this. People are becoming educated on the likelihoods, but not the nuance. All of us need to understand the nuance in this. And because of the nuance, you need to really have strong capital protections as well as healthy risk management. Because if market makers and smart money know that this pattern typically breaks to the upside, and they know that people are learning about this stuff, and they know that they can capitalize on getting a small little fake out here to trap you long, to then come back in, fake you out, and then break this to the downside, only to then fully realize its way in the direction that the pattern was intending. They can move this because they have the monetary energy to do that. They can trap your emotions by doing that. So I want you to really protect yourself with what you're trading on this. Now, this very well could just come down like this, lose it, and then rock it as well. There's always a possibility also that it just, but my point is you can't expect the things even because the statistics say that. Now we're still getting lower highs. If we start to round this out and create a trend line right here and trap into here, then I do think it's more likely that we break out in the way we want. Now, as we're looking at it right now, we're seeing these. Look at these reversal points. We got with this hidden bullish divergence, hidden stochastics over here. We've got on this reverse. Let's see. We don't have many divergences right here, but if we look at okay, let's go ahead and look at MACD, RSI. Money flow is just chopping, indecisive. Stochastics on the this is a daily, fully reset on the stochastics. This means when we do move, we've got a lot of room to run, okay? When it starts moving to the upside. So this gives me a little bit more incentive. This gives me a little bit more incentive that if this pushes up and this doesn't make it all the way to the top, if this price pushes up to this level and, we work our way up there and stochastics are still, there's still plenty of room to run, that when it does break out, it gives me more incentive to believe that the strength can come in, especially if this makes it up to about, the 51, 52 line or something like that. And then it breaks out, you have plenty of room to run and hopefully have the price come back, retest this and then move rather than just rocketing up without that confirmation. So yeah, the RSI is still stuck below 50. If we come down to the 4 hour, oh, this is healthy. This is looking good. Look at this money flow right here. This money flow, this is on the 4 hour. Look at this. Could have predicted this coming down. And so now we can look at this. We can kind of target where it may cross over and come back up. Okay. So money flow is on the rise. Stochastics are on an upward trend. We're kind of getting trapped here in a little bit of a triangle, symmetrical triangle here with the stochastics, but this look like it's somewhat coiling. We're getting this rounding nature here. If we kind of come up like this could be a decent move. Now, what would this move be? We'll come over here, get the measuring stick. This is basically about a 7 or 8% move back up to this level here. If it went straight up, it'd be about 11% move, but things don't work like that. You can look at this trajectory and sort of forecast where it's going to go. It's much like if you're a baseball player and somebody hits a ball out into the outfield to you, the only way you're able to catch it is because you're watching the trajectory, right? And you're estimating based on that trajectory where you need to be to catch it. It's the same thing that you do when you're looking at these charts. You can sort of estimate, and it's never going to be right on, but you can estimate based on the angle of attack, the path for which it is taking, that, this will be an estimated range. Because we also see right here, you see this? And then some news came out and it's like, bop, money flow just shoots up like this. I'm getting dings in my ear. I don't know what it's for. I think it's something else. Okay. So quant is looking healthy. It is in the middle of this area. If we do drop below this, the next level I'm looking at below is 98. 90. I'm going to close my dang Discord. I can never tell who the hell's messaging me. If this drops, the next level down we're looking at is about 98.4. I don't like it breaking below 100. It's already kind of done it the other day back here, but we're also holding this sort of line here. If this loses this trend line, I do think it's likely. What is dinging in my ear? I already have Discord closed. don't even know where the dings are coming from. Oh, you know what it is? Because I have it open in this other window. All right. My bad. So if this does break down past 98, I do think it's probably going to kind of retest either these lows at 95 or even break down further. But that's if it were to break down. I'm leaning more bullish on this just because of the structure. I do think we're going to retest this area one more time. Potentially, if we don't get there, then we can look right here, get a secondary line, and maybe come up here to the 108 range. And then we'll have to evaluate what the velocity, what the momentum, what the volume, all the things we want to look at when we're determining what's going on. Now let's go ahead and look. We haven't looked at ICP lately. Let's look at ICP. So ICP, if you're holding ICP, throw ICP up in the chat. If you're holding quant, throw QNT in the chat. Alrighty. Okay, so ICP, we're on the 4-hour. Let's actually look at the daily. So this is just, look at this. This is sort of constricting down, right? So what do I mean by that? Look, we look at this. We have this angle of attack. We have this angle of attack, right? So it's constricting down. This is also by nature kind of what happens a lot of times when price is consolidating. So if price is consolidating, and look at this, it broke down, found an equilibrium, and it's sort of consolidating here. What I do like about this is that we do have, kind of a weird sort of shape here that's looking like it's trying to be bullish. However, that's if you have a bullish bias. This also looks very bearish because we have this trend line that broke down out of, came back up, found resistance, retested this, and broke back down. Now, on the other side of that, we have a line that's holding here, this sort of double bottom. This is where that kind of W view that I'm looking at, this is looking sort of undetermined right now because we did break down, but we did test higher. We have a higher high here, but we also got rejected at this trend line. So you see the confusion that's in this market right now. And in addition to all this, we see the MACD is rolling over right here. We see the stochastics are going to be testing this area right here. If this gets tested and gets rejected, then I do think this is going to maybe move a little higher and then work its way back down. And we can kind of estimate where that's going to be by using our fibs. Option F, come to the bottom of this zone right here. Top of this zone right here, we can zoom out. We can see, look at this. What's happening right now? It's happening. Price is coming up. All right, here's the fib, golden pocket right here. And look at this. This already got rejected with this wick already, right in this golden pocket, 0.618 to 0.65. Got rejected. Now we're retesting. This is going to determine whether or not it's going to come, work its way further back up, or if this ultimately gets rejected. This is on a daily candle. If this ultimately gets rejected, then I do think that we're going to retest this area back at $4, which is about 16 cents down. And if which is at about 4%. Yeah, it's about 3.75%. And if we lose this level, then I do think it's sort of, it's going to, potentially. But yeah, this is just looking undetermined, really. It's just looking like it's struggling to stay in a range. Where's my, there we go. Get this volume. You know what? I need to, boom. We updated some things on these. I need to add them in here. Now refresh. BitLab. Okay. Now save. When you do this, you have to remember to resave your templates. And if you guys don't have your templates set up so you can go between multiple different indicator packages, or whether it's MACD and RSI standard stuff or paid stuff, or just different looks, I can go from my current BitLab trading stack to all the new stuff we're working on, to Market Cipher, to Market Cipher with Money Flow Index separate to kind of, I was doing some stuff there, looking at all your other traditional stuff. Set up your templates. All you do is once you get all the indicators on your screen that you want to use, that you want to save a template for for instance, if we come over here and we, put stuff together, then you come right up here with these 4 squares, click these 4 squares, click save indicator template, and you type in, and this, in case this one is, this one is the Mac, mine is the MACD RSI stoke, because that's what this one is here. And then you press save. Yes. Okay. This is that saved. Now, in order to get these templates up here, you come right up into this zone, come down to that thing, put a little star on it, and then you get the indicators all the way across the screen right here. Does the DRETTH want to hop in and say what's up? Sure. We got a special guest in the house, Mr. Drew.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Good. I'm getting everything ready for the blockchain basement, so we're just hard at work here. Oh, checking out ICP. I like ICP.
Yeah, now you can stand up straight.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
So what are you feeling about the markets, man?
I feel like we're going to be moving up and to the right. I called for ending the year at around 42K, and it kind of looks like I'm just a big cup and handle right now to me from a hillbilly perspective, but that's just me. So I think that we're going to end the year around 42 and probably just a slow grind up to that from here. So yeah.
Last 2 things you sold, last 2 things you bought.
Oh, I took a lot of profits on altcoins about 2 months ago. Basically doubled up and made a move out. I felt like there's more corrections to come. I'm kind of staying out of altcoins for the moment, but if we breach 32K is what I'm feeling like for Bitcoin, that's going to be my signal. I'm ready to move back into altcoins, reaccumulate. So just had some stuff I wanted to do to the house. So I took those profits and moved them into my, real estate and the value of my house. Eventually it'll be there when I'm ready to take it. And I have a longer term outlook of kind of just compounding real estate through crypto. So sticking to that plan, even though things are shiny and look really exciting right now, I got to stay focused on it and wait for that 32 mark, and then back into the swimming pool we go.
Yeah, baby. I appreciate it, Drew. That's the Drewth right there. If you guys don't know Drew is a credible member of the team here at BitLab Academy. Also is a sort of periodic host on Blockchain Basement and a regular guest. Wednesday, I can host the basement. Yeah. So everybody, I'm hosting. Do you want to host today? I'll be a guest with you.
No, either way.
Well, hey, we'll flip for it. So Drew and I are going to be on Blockchain Basement later. You can check that out. I'll pull it up here on YouTube. Shout out to Drew. If you haven't seen his videos also on BitBoy Crypto, it's actually on, it's on Blockchain Basement. He has these segments called The Drewth, and he breaks down other stuff going on in the world, how it also ties in with digital assets and all. He's a really, really smart guy. I love having him on the team here. And he's just, I'm not going to lie, he's so pleasant. As weird as that sound is, every time I see him, my heart smiles. He's just those people. And I want to challenge each and every one of you. Ask yourself this question right now. When you walk into a room, do you feel like you raise the energy? I don't mean like energy. I mean like you raise positive energy in a room when you walk in, or do you bring stress with you? Now, we're all stressed. Everybody has shit going on in their life. Every single one of you. And there's no way to say what's better or worse or who's more stressed. All that's nonsense. It doesn't freaking matter. Deal with your stuff. And if you're not dealing with it, then there's no reason that we need to bring that stress to other people. We don't need to be mad at somebody for something inconsequential because we're in a heightened state of emotion because something else happened. They don't know about that. It's not our job to bring them to our stress level. No, it's our job to, yes, communicate with people and be transparent with them and be open with them. Yes. But also we have different aspects of our lives and different parts of our lives that I don't want to say we need to compartmentalize, but when we enter a space, we need to be bringing energy, positive energy up. And when we're feeling down, rather than blow up on somebody, go and sit by yourself. Think about what you're feeling. Why? What part of your ego is feeling attacked? What part of you is not feeling valued? What part of you is not feeling loved? Don't make somebody else, don't bring somebody down to your level so you feel like you have company. Bring yourself up and then have other people, naturally bring their positivity up to your levels, right? Man, I worked in the sort of self-help community for a while, and so I have a lot to say about all this stuff. But I love you all. That's all. We got a couple minutes left. We got some more stuff to do here. Let's do more TA. Okay, we're going to butts down. Let's do some H-bar. I haven't done H-bar in a while. So H-bar, where we at? Excuse me. So we got a trend line right here. Look at this. It's pushing right up back against it. Is this all the way from back here? Let me go ahead and option T. So this is kind of what we're working with right now with H-bar. This is looking like if we do break out of this, we have, look at this volume node right above us. We've got this level right here, option J. We got this level right here. Look at this level right here. Look at this, rejection. The rejection, there's support above this, so we don't need to put this all the way over there. We can actually come like this. Look at that. So we got a zone right above us. If we do push up, this is a zone I'm watching right up here in the 5.2 cent range. Likely rejection down and then work our way back up. But if we look at this with the, let's pull up our BitLab trading stack. Okay, look at this. This sort of trend signal line is not flipped green yet. It's kind of choppy in the zone. We don't have any sort of support band under it. Look at this BitLab volume. You wonder what those two areas are. Look at these volume. We're pushing right up into this resistance order block right above our head. If we're able to break through this, then maybe we move quicker through this than we had expected and come into this zone here in the 5.5. But this is, excuse me. We are seeing shiitake lions, man. That's right. We can see, what can we see? We see, look at this drop off. This is, I mean, this is incredible. What is the date here? Let me move this out of the way. This date is, look at this. This is before all the allegations started with SEC interest and then no interest or huge reduction in interest in altcoins. You see this? Now, if we pull over looking at market cipher, we can see we got an anchor wave and a trigger wave, but there's no divergence with this because we also have a low and a higher low. So we really want to pay attention to what happens here. This very well could coil in this. If we break this level, I'm looking up here at about 5.3 cents. If we lose this level, then I'm looking down here at about 4.3 cents, which is basically this low here. See, option J. That's how I'm kind of determining these two levels. That's what I'm seeing. And money flow is coming up though slightly, but it's not convincing. It is coming up though, so we may attempt to break out and potentially fail it. But I'm looking to see if we can get up to the 5.3 range and what the velocity and support is at that level. Now looking at AVAX. We're right at this level. Right at this level, getting rejected. We hold this level, it's great. Maybe another attempt higher. Money flow is coming back up. We see this on Market Cipher. Let's see what it looks like on the BitLab trading stack. Look at this, perfect call right here. And by the way, these calls, you'll come to find, we're still adjusting the quantitative analysis in order to make them, because it's not just a candle. It has to do with candles, what's going on with the EMA ribbon, where price is in relationship to the VWAP. If there's a certain number of divergences or not within a certain range of that candle, as well as pivots, as well as volume within the candles. That's how look at this, boom to boom. Is this going to continue? I don't know. We do have a reversal symbol right here. I don't know if you can barely see it, but you see this REV, and look at this. We did get a little bit of a reversal right here. Question is, look, we're finding support in the EMA ribbon and the sort of dynamic support band right here, as well as the green order block. This is a green order block we're seeing right there. You see that? So if we do hold this level, we do have a higher high here. If we also form a higher low here, maybe this is a little bit of a setup to continue, because we did get this sort of attempt down, attempt back up, attempt down. We held the level. Is this indicating that the bulls and bears are struggling, but there's an indication that the likelihood is that we're going to push higher? Well, let's see what happens, because right now we're sitting right on this previous high level. We kind of dipped a little bit into it, but if we're able to hold this and round out and continue up, that would be ultimately bullish. If we lose this level, the next level down I'm looking at is down here at 1239. If we lose that, then we're going to come down here back to 1125. If we break back up, next level I'm looking at is basically right here, right at the 1486. I do think it's going to take a little bit of a chop to get up there, but this is a range I'm looking at. Matic, we haven't looked at Matic in a minute. So downtrend right here. This is working its way up, but this is also looking like a rising wedge. How do I know that? There's upper level of resistance. There's the lower level of support, and this is constricting in. So if this does get rejected here, I'm looking at a bounce. Ooh, look at this confluence. Holy moly. This confluence right here. I'm looking at a bounce right in the zone right here at 7 cents, 7.02. You see this right here? So if we're able to bounce here and come back up, then I do think we'll probably get a lower high, because I think we'll probably bounce up, butt up against this level, which is also this previous lows here, which is now a resistance directly overhead. And then if the market as a whole starts really moving up, then maybe we break form and actually break bullish out of this. But I'm a little bit hesitant because of all the speculation. We do see the trend signal line rounding out like this on the daily. What does it look like on the 4 hour? Let's see what it looks like on the 4 hour. 4 hour. Push up, consolidation. We got some sort of stopping volume here, another large volume, but then stopping volume again. We got two shift marks here. Trend shift is what that means. This, you know, if this is starting to make some lower highs. I'm going to ignore this wick here. There's a sort of trend here. Is this going to be a bull flag? But this is the only question. All the bearishness we're also seeing a bit of a structure right here. A bull pennant is actually more what it's called, but I call all the bull flags and pennants the same. If this were to take place, then we would look at a potential breakout to the upside right in this box region, right. Let me turn this on. Right here. This is what we're looking at up here at 8.2 cents. If that were to happen, if this doesn't happen, then I'm looking for a zone right here. Back here at 7 cents. So that's what I'm seeing on the charts. You know, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. 68% of you watch regularly and have not subscribed. It must be an error. I know if you're watching regularly, you must be engaged in some way. So I appreciate you all watching, even if you're not subscribers. But the more people engage, the more people hit that subscribe, more people hit that like button, the more people YouTube shows the channel to, and it also lets YouTube know you like crypto content. So you're just helping the community drive forward when you do that. So let me go ahead and do this, set that. Now, with that being said, I love you all. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and over now. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. And BitLabAcademy.com. Hit that like button, sucker.